Hello, I'm Timothy Linsdau. I'm a video producer, Christian. Today I'm talking about politics and the stinging rebuke that the Congress has given the president over his emergency declaration. I've lived near the Mexican border since 1981. Quite near. Enough to have illegal immigrants running through my yard, breaking my gate, sneaking into my house. Even had a border patrol come running into my house to apprehend somebody. That was a wild and crazy time. But fortunately, when they built the wall from the ocean to Otay Mountain some years ago in Operation Gatekeeper, helped to eliminate that trouble that me and my neighbors were having down here. And it was dangerous for the people coming across the border. They were running off of cliffs on the mountains. They were running across freeways and getting hit. Sad story. One time I heard about a family, a young family with a grandmother. They're running across the freeway, grandmother gets hit. Do they stop? No, they're so terrified they keep running. I mean, can you imagine that? Running away from your dead grandmother. That's incredible. I don't think this issue has anything to do with money. $5 billion is a pretty small sum. But I see they at least awarded the president $1.37 billion, something like that. This is pure politics. Now, why would the Congress not want to protect the sovereignty of the United States and against drug running, enslaving people and sex trades, and murder from gangs? MS-13 is one. I've seen graffiti start to pick up in our area now. What happens with these gangs is the older ones either get in jail or dead, and they've kids have learned something, so now the young ones start to go at it. Sad state of affairs. Sad state. Many people that come up from those environments, Central America and Mexico, that have lived in violence and corruption, unfortunately carry some of that with them, even though a lot of them want to do the right thing and have a new life, that still comes with them. And by having a secure border, you can start to control that stuff better. I mean, not only injury on this side, but I just explained the injury that happens to these people. People come up in the caravans. Places like Tijuana don't have enough to care for them. And even I've heard the mayor of Tijuana say, hey, we can't take care of these people. There's too many of them. It's not safe for anybody to be doing that kind of crazy stuff. I heard an interesting idea. The one cartel, can't think of it. One cartel chief that's going to prison. It's been in the news. One of the suggestions they had was, well, this guy made billions and they've seized that money. What would be a great idea but to take that money that all these criminals have made down there and put it into a wall. Now, maybe Trump had that idea about Mexico building a wall. I don't know, but it's a novel idea, to get the wall built, to get it done, to get it right. I talked to border patrolmen and customs agents down here, and they say it's so great to have support in what they're trying to do. And previous presidents were not supporting them that well. For political reasons, this is all about politics. Now, again, why would the Congress not want to support the sovereignty of the United States and the safety of its people? It's a good question. And it looks like most of the Democrats voted for their legislation to stop the emergency declaration. 13 Republicans supported it. I don't know what they got in mind. You know, one of the great things about the Democrats, they stick together, man, like glue. They get done. I mean, the Republicans had the Congress So what do? What, 40 of them decide to retire? I mean, what geniuses are that? If you wanted to keep power, you don't all quit. I mean, to me, the Democrats got it made, but the Republicans know nothing about how to fight political wars. That's why half the country put Trump into office, was to have somebody who could fight political wars, who wasn't afraid to, who was trained at gamemanship and brinkmanship and negotiation and winning the argument. He's been great. I mean, here he is over meeting with this rocket man from North Korea, which no other president has done, or done well, or negotiated and never made any trade deals or gave North Korea what they said they were going to give them. And Trump is doing that. He's making it happen. He's meeting in Vietnam right now, risking everything as far as will he succeed, But he's not afraid to. He's going forward, getting things done. What's wrong with that? And it's just what the Democrats and a few Republicans have in mind by not giving us a strong border. What does that gain us? I mean, is it somehow you think the world doesn't like us? Well, come on, we're already on top. They don't like you and they're jealous of you in the first place. But boy, if anything goes wrong, what do? Hey, where's your aircraft carriers? Where's your F-18s and your B-1-2 bombers to help us out? I mean, look at the 20th century. 2 big wars. They only ended because we were in it. Got it done and over with. They don't, when we don't stick to our guns, when we don't have resolve to get the job done, that's when they don't trust us. They might come out in the news and say some other phony baloney about the U.S., but behind it all, they're going like, boy, we hope you guys are protecting us. And that's why Trump was asking for more money from them. No wonder they can have all kinds of social programs when we're spending the money to help them do it. Goes on and on and on. Enough to drive you crazy. I see a coalition of 16 states led by California has already sued Trump and top members of his administration to block emergency declaration. I don't know what that's all about, except more politics. I think the more success Trump has, the more afraid they are they're going to lose control. And that's really all they're thinking. And it's probably connections with people with a lot of money. That's usually what it comes down to. People with a lot of money want to have control, to have more money. Remember, the love of money is the root of all evil. That was one of Christ's great sayings about our human condition and what money can do to people, the love of it. Money has its place, but not the love of it. So on we go. We struggle and struggle and we struggle. But at least we got a guy that can stand up and fight on the other side, on the right. I think that's so great. When you see the Democrats battling away, and you see them in California, there is no battle. They can just do whatever they please, and they do. I mean, every little thing you can think of, every little pet project they've ever wanted, that's what they're doing, whether it's even has a chance of working in their dream world. That's the worst of it. They're dreaming that these things are going to happen. And at the same time could wreck our economy. And those people wrecking it have the money and the power. I've always said they'd leave this country a burning wreck while they go get their condo in some socialist country somewhere and say, well, if they would just listened to us, it would have all been perfect. I know, they're little socialist games they'll play. They'll pursue it. And the reason they'll pursue it, even though it was a total failure and disaster in the 20th century, especially with communism, they'll come on there and they'll say, well, it only worked because we haven't done it. Now, how many times have you heard that? I mean, the arrogance of that is stunning. So I think what will happen, as Trump has said before, is that it'll all run through the courts, and it may very well end up, he may win through the Supreme Court. That could happen. Who knows? But by the time that happens, how much more problems will come over that border? How many more people will be hurt? How many more immigrants will be hurt? How many more will die with no control? You know, Mexico could do a lot to support and take care of that. We're patrolling their own border rather than looking for their next payout. So the struggle goes on. God bless us all. We're going to need it. I'm Timothy Linsdau. Like and comment on my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you.